That's right, made him mad there for that match, but now we've got a match right here. Two big men here in the International Wrestling Association. It's the Lion, Apollo, taking on a member of the Millennium family, and that man's name is Hangman Huges.
Well, I'll tell you what, these are two of the largest athletes, if not the two largest athletes in the IWA, and this is not just a regular match. This is going to be a dog collar match. You see it stretched across the ropes there, or across the ring apron there. A dog collar match. Apollo taking on Hangman Huges. Booty, tell them about the rules in a dog collar.
Here's how it works. Both these gentlemen right now are going to be strapped to the neck with a dog collar that's connected by a chain. Both of them cannot escape each other as they're basically chained together. The winner of the bout touches all four corners consecutively. Jeremy Sage.
Well, I'll tell you what, this matchup is a lot different than anything you're ever going to see. It's a loud-mouth punishment, but you've got a weapon tied to you already.
That is true, and that's why these matches are extremely dangerous. The chain right between y'all can be used in this match.
Well, and the length of the chain is also problematic. If you go over the top, which seems to favor Hangman Huges, he's got the noose. He's used to that, which is why this matchup was made. You've got the fact that you can go over the top rope. You can be slid under the bottom. The chain can be used to punch, to choke. This is a very interesting, dangerous matchup, and especially when you're dealing with men the size of Apollo and Hangman Huges, anything can happen, as it usually does in the International Wrestling Association.
That is true, Jeremy Sage. You know, you mentioned Hangman, of course, very widely known to bring that noose, that slipknot to ring here. I got to give the advantage in this match. Wait a second.
Well, he's refusing to be tied into that dog collar here. He can't win the match without doing so, but as we talked about so many times, I don't think the family really cares about that. Grabbing the chain, pulling Apollo back, and lacing in a clothesline.
Jeremy Sage right there just shows why I think the advantage goes to Hangman here. He has that long rope with the noose at the end of it, and he uses it just like that every time he comes to the ring, every time he gets a chance, Jeremy Sage.
Well, definitely comfortable around that type of weapon. Kind of sad to say that would be a specialty.
Sure.
Some guys are flyers, some guys are scientific, and Hangman's good with nooses.
And choking people. Not that that's any sort of a hard skill to master. However, when you have mastered it, I think that's an advantage, and Hangman certainly has.
Well, right now, Hangman Huges is not even fastened to that dog collar itself, so the match, I don't guess, can technically be underway at this point. If he hopes to secure a victory, he's going to have to. Look at all that trouble, the chain wrapped around so many different places here.
Well, Jeremy, right now we're seeing what Hangman does. Whoa, wait a second.
Look at that. He wasn't tied to it, but he was holding on. And Apollo able to pull Hangman Huges into the post, that steel post.
And like you said, Jeremy, he's wrapping that chain around his fist, making a glove, a chained glove.
Wow, a huge right hand full of metal there. And Bowie, as the action continues on the outside, it's just going to get more violent tonight. You know what's coming still. Later on tonight, we're going to get that cage match that Miguel Perez promised. Miguel Perez and Slash Venom taking on Victor the Bodyguard and Chet Jablowski in a cage.
Thank goodness the referee right here putting the chain on, forcing the chain on the referee, or the referee forcing the chain on, and it looks like Hangman is cut open.
No, Hangman might be busted open already by that metal. Again, both men tied to that dog collar, can't come out of it. We're on the outside. All of this is legal. Really no rules other than just a way to win. Pinfalls, don't worry about them. Submissions, don't care. Get to around and touch all four corners and you'll be victorious.
You will be victorious, and these matches, though, can take their toll quick. That chain, when it's used to its total efficiency, is very dangerous.
Well, any average man would take a lot of abuse when you have a dog collar wrapped around your neck, used as a around your fist, but these are not average men. These are two of the largest athletes in professional wrestling, the Lion Apollo and Hangman Huges, every shot with that much more authority, as well as the dog collar.
Tremendous card, ladies and gentlemen. If you're here watching IWA television, you came for a tremendous card. This dog collar match is here, but whoa! Whipping across the back with the chain. But Jeremy, let's not forget later on today, the big cage match, tag team grudge match. It will be settled tonight. Is coming up as well. Miguel Perez and Slash Venom taking on members of the corporation. Victor the Bodyguard and Chet the Jet.
Absolutely. We've got this dog collar match, a cage match, as well as a hardcore match involving Ricky Banderas. This is a dangerous week to be in the IWA, Bowie.
That's right. That's right. And right now, Hangman Huges, I think a little premature in his celebration there, but maybe celebrating the fact that he has split open Apollo.
Well, again, both men are going to have to get inside the ring at some point if they care to win this matchup. In fact, both men are going to have to, because one can't possibly reach the length of the ring without the opponent inside. Now they're both inside. Both could possibly go for victories here. Hangman may be in a position where he goes for that first corner at some point here, as he's got Apollo worked down quite a bit.
Now, once again, working that chain for a choke, and Hangman does it well, getting after the referee there. Another danger of this match, Jeremy Sage, is that there's always a piece of chain lying between you and your partner. If you or you and your opponent, if you body slam the person, chances are you're going to body slam him right there on that chain, Jeremy.
Well, absolutely. You're landing on chain at some point as Apollo comes out of that corner and gets clotheslined
with the chain.
Effort with the chain. Hangman fully in control here. Huge right hand. Both men busted open, and I can't believe that this will be our first. This is our first, but it's probably not going to be our only bloodletting tonight. Dangerous, dangerous week in the IWA right now.
I'll tell you, Jeremy Sage, I've seen a match like this live before. It's vicious, and I got to tell you, even watching it on television, just as vicious, Jeremy.
Well, the fans at home watching on TV can't possibly imagine what it's like for us sitting here watching this in the arena. It's just, the crowd doesn't even know how to react to some of this stuff as they see these men just tear each other apart with that steel chain.
It's pure brutality, Jeremy. He was just grinding that chain into his head, rubbing it into his scalp there, Jeremy.
Well, Apollo has taken a lot of abuse at this point. He has had that chain rubbed in. It's been used as a fist. He's been choked, clotheslined, you name it. Surprisingly, Hangman has been in charge here, and I have not seen Apollo in this much trouble in a matchup in a long, long time.
No, he hasn't. Once again, another short clothesline with the chain.
Right
to
the throat.
He tightened the length of it between his hands, just jabbed it in his throat. Jeremy, this dangerous. He's going to drop an elbow on him.
Well, he's wrapped it around the elbow, and he missed it. That's damage to Hangman. Apollo with a good move. Just got out. I mean, he was just a half second away from getting nailed there. Got Apollo going, trying to go for one of his own, but no. Hangman is there. And again, I have not seen Apollo take this much punishment, be this dominated by any superstar. And if it was going to be anybody, it would have to be Hangman Huges.
It certainly is, and especially when a weapon is actually mandated in the match as part of the stipulation. You know, it serves to not either man's advantage, but can take it out of a big powerhouse like Apollo.
Well, I don't care who you are. If you step in that sword circle, if it's just a regular, straight-up one-on-one matchup, it's dangerous enough. But you start bringing cages and weapons and street signs and dog collars into it, then things get real troublesome real fast.
Hate to say it, Jeremy Sage, but wait a second.
Hangman's got one.
He's going for it. He's trying to end this match now.
He's halfway there if he can touch the other two corners, but not right now as Apollo connects. Chain across the throat of Hangman. Clotheslines take on a whole new meaning in a match like this, a dog collar match.
Big chance now for Apollo, though, to get up here.
Well, he's got one.
He just tapped one, technically. He did just tap one, Jeremy.
He's got one. He's moving across the way, and Hangman is down. This may be Apollo's big chance. He's got two here.
He does have two. He's got three. Jeremy, he's got a clear shot away for the last one, Jeremy.
Well, Hangman is up still. Hangman is up. He's tightening up the length, and he's not going to allow it. Not going to allow it. Apollo, look at that, a half a ring away now.
Literally yanking Apollo's chain there.
Look at that right hand from Apollo. He just explodes with those right hands. He's had enough.
He certainly has had enough. My gosh. Taking it to Hangman. And now flinging him against the ropes there, meeting him with the chain.
Another clothesline, dangerous with that chain. Puts it right across the throat, right across the larynx there. And now he is going for, well, he's going to go for the same thing that Hangman tried for, wrapping it around the body. Oh, look at that. Wrapped it around the shoulder so it'd be there for the cutter. And Apollo's solidly in control here of this dog collar matchup against Hangman.
Dangerous, dangerous map when you get that. Now we start over, Jeremy. The count starts over.
It must be consecutive. He's got two. He's been to three before, but Hangman's up. I don't think Hangman's going to allow it. Not quite. Look at that.
He's so close, Jeremy. He just has to reach and he can get it. Hangman real smart. He's got to keep that rope tight.
He's just inches away from victory here. But look at that big boot from Hangman, and Apollo is down. Resets the count.
Resets the count. It certainly does here. Punches now right to the side of the head and the temple there, Jeremy Sage. With that chain, are you kidding me?
No. He's wrapping it around his head.
He's gonna, what? Oh!
Headbutt.
He just headbutted him with the chain, Jeremy. Oh, he just did it again.
Goodness, headbutts with the chain. That can't feel good to his own skull.
To his own head, but that's how maniacal this Hangman Huges is. I mean, the guy walks around with a noose. The guy must have he's probably fixated on pain and delivering it.
Well, he's got one corner down, and Apollo's very hurt, although Apollo is to his hands and knees. Apollo following in behind. I don't think Hangman knows it. Hangman's got two, but Apollo does too.
Apollo certainly does have, he's got three. And now,
well, it's 3-3. Either man, the first man that can touch that corner is going to have the victory here.
And now that's it. Hangman Huges
able to stop it, going back over. If he could just get there, he's got the win.
He's still got the time. Once again, I guess that time's designated by the referee. What time they have before they have to reset.
Well, look at that. He keeps Apollo down. Both men still at 3. Apollo on his hands and knees, but still able to keep Hangman away. Hangman just inches away here.
Apollo shifting his center of gravity very low.
And
Wait
Apollo
a second.
Pulls him in, dives across, and there's your 4.
That's it. That's it. All 4 corners have been touched.
Well, there was a moment there we weren't quite sure who was going to get that 4th corner, but Apollo able to nail a huge maneuver on Hangman, dive across the ring, and get the 4th one. Your winner of this dog collar match, the Lion Apollo.
What a tremendous bout. And Jeremy Sage, it is not over tonight. We've
just begun now, Bowie.
We have certainly just begun. And there's a cage match coming up. Miguel Perez / Venom taking on Victor Chet the Jet. That's exciting. We've also got a match tonight by Ricky Banderas, Jeremy Sage.
Absolutely. We're going to get started on all that when we return IWA action in just a moment.